There is a question every human carries but never dares to fully face. Who am I? Not your name, not your job, not your memories, not the body you see in the mirror, not the voice inside your head. Who are you beyond all the layers life has placed upon you? Imagine for a moment that everything you think is you begins to dissolve. Your personality, your history, your preferences, even your identity, like sand slipping through your fingers. What remains? What is left when everything that can be taken away disappears? This is the heart of one of the most misunderstood and most terrifying concepts in all of Buddhist philosophy, Anatta, the illusion of self. Most people fear losing themselves. Yet, what if the self you are clinging to has never truly existed in the first place? What if the real source of suffering is not the world, not other people, not pain, not loss, but the desperate, exhausting effort to protect a self that isn't actually real? As you listen, allow your mind to soften. Allow the edges of your identity to blur, not to disappear, but to be seen clearly for the first time. Because clarity is freedom, and freedom begins when illusion ends. You were born without a name. You did not arrive with opinions, beliefs, fears, or memories. These things were added to you, shaped by parents, society, experience, trauma, desire. Layer after layer, like paint on a blank canvas, until eventually you forgot the canvas was ever blank. But the canvas has always been blank. You just can't see it anymore. The illusion of self is not meant to erase your personality. It is meant to free you from its prison. Think about your thoughts. Where do they come from? Do you control them? Or do they appear on their own, like clouds drifting across a sky? You did not choose the thoughts that appear in your mind. You only choose how long you hold on to them. And emotions, where do they come from? You don't summon anger on purpose. You don't sit down and decide, right now I want to feel anxious. Emotions arise from past conditioning, from memory, from expectations. They appear and fade like waves on the surface of the ocean. If these thoughts are not fully under your control, if emotions rise without your permission, if your body changes without your choice, then what exactly is the you think you are? Right now, you may feel like there is a self inside your head, a voice narrating your life. But this voice is not you. It is a process, a constant stream of words, ideas, judgments, fears, and hopes produced by the mind. It is a storyteller, a commentator, not a captain steering a ship, but a commentator describing a ship already moving. And yet we cling to this voice as if it were the core of who we are. But imagine sitting beside a river. You watch leaves flowing downstream. Thoughts are leaves. Emotions are leaves. Memories, desires, opinions, all leaves. You are not the leaves. You are the riverbank. You are the awareness watching everything flow by. When Buddha said there is no self, he didn't mean you don't exist. He meant the thing you call you is not a solid, permanent, unchanging entity. It is a constantly evolving process, a collection of experiences, memories, and reactions held together by habit. Just as a flame is not a single object, but a continuous process of burning, feeding, changing, you too are a process. But a process cannot be controlled. It can only be understood. When you believe in a permanent self, every change feels like death. Aging feels like loss. Failure feels like crushing defeat. Criticism feels like a personal attack. Rejection feels like proof of unworthiness. Because the self tries to protect itself from anything that threatens it. But when you see through the illusion, change becomes natural. Criticism becomes information. Rejection becomes redirection. Loss becomes transformation. Nothing threatens you because there is no solid you to be threatened. You are fluid. You are change. You are movement. Imagine the anxiety you carry every day, the pressure to prove yourself, defend yourself, protect your identity, justify your existence. What if all of that disappeared because there was nothing to defend? What if you could live without fear of losing yourself because you finally realized there is no fixed self to lose? As you continue listening, notice your breath, not to control it, but simply to observe. The breath moves on its own. Thoughts arise on their own. Sensations come and go on their own. You are the witness, not the owner. The illusion of self is powerful because it feels familiar. You have lived with it since childhood. You were told, be this, don't be that. Act this way. That's not who you are. You should know better. You always do this. Every sentence shaped your identity. Every moment carved your personality. Eventually, the carving became so deep that you forgot you were not the sculpture. You were the stone underneath. Seeing through the illusion does not erase your personality. It simply loosens the chains around it. When you are not attached to a fixed identity, growth becomes natural. You can change without feeling like you are betraying yourself. You can let go of what no longer serves you without fear. You can evolve without guilt. Imagine waking up tomorrow without the voices in your head telling you who you are, without the heavy expectations, without the fear of disappointing others, without the pressure to maintain an image, without the need to be consistent with your past. Imagine the freedom of simply being aware, moment to moment, without clinging to any version of yourself. That is what it means to see through the illusion. Now return to the river. Watch a thought appear. It stays for a moment, then drifts away. Another appears. then another. You watch, you observe, but you do not claim them. They are not you. They are just passing events. The more you observe, the more distance you feel from the chaos inside your mind. Not a cold distance, but clarity, understanding, freedom. When you no longer identify with every thought loses its power. When you no longer identify with every emotion loses its grip. Self is the prison, awareness is the escape. And slowly, as you continue to watch, something remarkable happens. The river becomes calmer, the mind becomes quieter, the voice inside becomes softer. The story loses its importance. You become spacious, like the sky. Thoughts are just birds passing through, some loud, some quiet, but none stay, none define the sky. You are the sky, not the birds. This is the true meaning of Anatta, not erasing yourself, but discovering you were never small in the first place. You are not the character in the story. You are the awareness watching the story unfold. And once you see this clearly, suffering begins to fade. Fear begins to dissolve. Attachment begins to loosen. And life becomes lighter, softer, gentler. Because now you are no longer trying to protect an illusion. You are simply living, aware, present, free. Stay with this awareness. Notice how it feels. Notice the space around your thoughts. Notice the calm beneath the noise. Notice the silence behind the words. This silence is your true nature, not the self you created, but the awareness that has always been here. You are not the illusion. You are the one who sees through it.